During my last 3-day challenge, it was during a full moon, like most of them. And you know how full moons are like so powerful when it comes to anything that you do, it will just multiply the effects. And as we were doing all those meditation, visualizations, guided sessions, breath work, sound healing, all these things in a group together, when we were having those breaks, I would go out and spend time with my chickens, which is what I do every single day. So I have 10 of them, and 3 of them were born last summer, so like a few months ago. And 3 of them were born, and 2 of them were females and 1 was a male. And they were born wild, so like they don't really, like my other chickens are tamed, so when you tell them to go back home, jump on your hand, on your shoulder, they would do that. They listen to you. They just listen. When you tell them it's time to go home, they go home, and that's it. But these 3 ones, they don't listen because they're wild. So I remember a few times I was a bit annoyed because I would tell everybody to go back home. So I open the door for them to go out, I feed them, and then I go back in their chicken house, which is like a big kind of giant house that I built for them, DIY'd. And I told them to go back, and those 3 ones didn't really want to go. The ladies eventually went, and then that male, the last one, he was like flying around and over my head and just not listening. And I just, a few times I just got annoyed during the full moon, right? That means my annoyment and anger and frustration was amplified energetically. And I remember a few times came the thoughts in my head of, like maybe I should just let him outside and maybe a fox will take him. And gosh, it'd be so much easier if he was like not around. And I kept like having those thoughts for a few days. Despite, like I was aware of that, and I knew it wasn't like nice to him. But I also was annoyed, right? I wanting things the way I wanted them, and I kept thinking, okay, it's a male, eventually it's gonna crow, and how am I going to do? Because my previous rooster got banned, like kicked out, because of a neighbor complained that he was waking them up in the morning, although it was like he's super far away from the houses. But anyway, so all those things started to like kick in, and I was just worried and but at the same time angry. And so a few days like that, and then at one day after the full moon retreat, like the full moon 3-day challenge, when the challenge is gone, the full moon is gone, and we go back to like a more stable, quiet time. And I go and see my chickens, and I open the door, and inside the chicken house they have this coop where they sleep at night. And when I open the door, the 2 little females, they go out, but the brother isn't around. So I like go in the coop and check, and I have those 2 silkies who are on eggs, like the eggs are about to hatch. It's another story, but and they like just broody on the eggs, and so they're inside the coops like day and night, and the male is next to them, like on the eggs too, which like never happened because males don't usually like get broody on eggs and don't like sit on the eggs until they hatch, which I found that really sweet. And but he was dead. Like he just wasn't alive anymore. He was like covering the eggs, sitting on them, his head down, and he was just dead. And I look around, and it's like everybody's alive, right? Every other chicken is alive. It's just the only one dead, literally. And at this point, I can't even like grab him or anything. So I asked my neighbor, who's just coming by, to check. So he's taking him out, and yeah, he's just dead. And we're looking, and there's no sign of like disease or anything that could have happened to him. And at this point, I really realized like I kind of created it. Like I wished that happened, and it just happened. And the full moon just made it more realistic. That was just a reminder of how powerful our thoughts are or can be. And if that can also remind you that thinking positive is so freaking important, even when we don't feel like it. And then in the moments when we don't feel like thinking positive, and at least we could just, focus on meditation and taking a time to like step back and be in the quiet and really reflect on our feelings. because it's okay to feel angry and it's okay to feel like annoyed at things. Anyway, in the end, he kind of fulfilled my desires by disappearing, and I hope you're okay, sweetheart, where you are. Thank you. Remember that everything is way more powerful when you do it during the full moon and together as a group, as we do it. Meditation, visualizations, even astral traveling. I mentioned this in another video. You will feel the greatness of your capacities, and just remember to choose them to create and not destroy. All right, bye now.